speaking with the Chief Chad Smith, who's being inducted into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame as our Outstanding American this year. Could you tell me a little bit about the experience you've had since you've come to the Hall of Fame weekend and been involved with all the different wrestling people here?
Well, it reaffirms the proposition that wrestling is a family and it's a community. Communities are organized around values and attributes. The values and attributes that this community espouses and lives by: self-reliance and perseverance and strategy and strength. And it's those life lessons that makes us all better people. And so when you're here among all these folks that have excelled but also are part of this cohesive community because of those values, it really reaffirms many things that you're just so glad you learned those lessons decades ago when you were wrestling on the mat.
How did you get involved in wrestling? Apparently you went to high school in Tennessee where you were a competitor in wrestling.
We had a coach who decided he was going to start a wrestling program. We didn't have one, so he went around to the football team and different guys and said, "You're about the right weight to fill this inaugural team. We used to try it." So we did. And it was a great learning experience, and within a couple of years we were a competitive team and taught us all those great lessons.
Now, you've got quite a bit of education, gotten master's degrees, a law degree, and things of that sort. There was education of value that you were brought up with, and was this one of the things that you learned as you were growing up as an athlete and as a student?
Of course, my dad always said you need to get your education. And so I like to believe not only did we get college degrees, my brothers and I, but we learned the values that really stuck with you all your life, and those were principally learned on the wrestling mat. We had the encouragement of our parents, but when you got on the mat, there was only you to depend on. So the idea of self-reliance and resourcefulness and stamina, making decisions, was those life lessons that we certainly contribute to wrestling.
Now, you got involved as a leader with the Cherokee Nation, and how did that develop in your life? I know that you had done some private practice and things of that sort, but you've now obviously become a public servant within your community. Was that something you always wanted to do, or did it just kind of develop as you grew?
Well, when I was younger, I always wanted to be involved with my tribe, the Cherokee Nation. And 15 years ago, it appeared those opportunities were going to open up in terms of public office, and I ran for office. I was successful 11 years ago, and it's been a great opportunity to rebuild an entire nation. Because we understand our history. You know, we were a proud and great nation before Oklahoma statehood. It's taken decades and decades to help us to rebuild ourselves, and now we're on the road to prospering and excelling again.
Is there anything you're most proud of during your time as serving as Principal Chief?
Well, probably the greatest accomplishment that's in progress is our immersion school, teaching our children to, again, speak Cherokee, to read and write Cherokee, and have the great humanistic intelligence that's found in our language.
Well, I appreciate your time, and congratulations on the Outstanding American Award here with the National Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.